Hi, and welcome to A Punk with Toys. My name is Lawrence, and today we're going to take a look at the NECA Predator 2 Ultimate Warrior Predator. Now, I know what a lot of you are saying is, that figure's been out for a while. Why are you reviewing it? Why are you just now picking it up? Well, this is going to be the first one that I've done, and this will kind of determine if I purchase more NECA Predators. But in all honesty, I have wanted to pick up a couple Predators so they can go against G.I. Joes, but more than anything, Boba Fett and Wolverine. And I have both of those guys. I was at Sergeant Red's and I said, you know what? It's time to pick one of these up. I love the gargoyles. I tolerate the Evil Dead figures. I love the elf. I thought that the Assassin's Creed NECA figures are actually pretty good. So I think NECA makes some really wonderful sculpts. Sometimes they're plastic and their articulation is something to be desired. So anyway, here's what you're going to get. You get the cover right here. You get the wonderful look here. All right, wonderful photography. And then we get to see everything, including the helmeted head and the open head, and along with a bunch of different things. Now, I wanted to have claws, since they're going to fight Wolverine. You got to have claws, so you can have something with that. And I needed a blast effect so I could go against Boba Fett, all right? And on the back, we get some more awesome artwork. And here we just have a litany of cross-sell of Predators. So anyway, let's get into this. It's 30th anniversary. I am excited to open this up, get it open, and do some pictures this weekend or maybe this week, whenever. So anyway, let's get into this. But before we do, please, if you're new to the channel, you've never been here, you're like, why are you reviewing this? I've never seen this guy. I review a lot of stuff. Take a second, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that bell notification so you're notified anytime I drop a toy review. Now let's get to it. Alright, so I got this guy out, and boy oh boy does he come with a boatload of stuff. So let's go over everything. So the first thing we'll take a look at is he has a skull, and as we know, Predators, well, they're collecting skulls, and this thing looks amazing. It's not just all smooth. It has clearly been beat up. It looks like this guy probably fought for his life. The paint is, again, NECA does some wonderful paint here. A few different colors, or at least they made it look like different colors. You got the teeth kind of popping. Oh, this thing is awesome, and I'm looking forward to what I can do with my limited photography skill. So here we have one that still has the vertebrae. Now, I'm not really sure if in real life that would stay together. I feel like cartilage would make it come apart. But either way, you have some white teeth there. The same style of paint. All right, again, this guy was clearly fighting for his life also. Looks like he's got some fractures in his skull, but the vertebrae, you could probably do something to maybe make him stab someone with this, but this thing is awesome. All the way down to the pelvic bone, right? That is the, well, is it the pelvic bone? I don't know, whatever it is. It's the last part of your vertebrae. Matthew Matson will let me know. He's a doctor. All right, we got what I believe is a mace. Now, I do not remember Predator 2 all that well, so I don't remember if this is all the stuff he came with, but it's very pliable, which makes me believe that's how it's supposed to be. And it is a very menacing looking, mace, or whatever you want to call it. So good color, good texture on it. You can tell that it's been beat up, and just going straight down, wherever he hits, it is going to cause some sort of damage. All right. And then just kind of looking at it, you can tell that it's been worn. Just a lot of wear and tear, and this type of stuff is what goes really well with photography. All right, all these little paint apps, they make something pop when you're doing any type of photography. Here is, I have no idea what this is. It looks like some sort of weapon, or it also looks like it could be a scroll. All right. Again, I think this is this a scroll that they give at the end? Don't they give a scroll at the end of Predator 2? I told you it's been a long time, so please, if you know, in the comments, let me know. It is, you know, it's pliable, but it is still pretty pretty strong there. Some nice detail on it. Again, absolutely awesome. You can find something to do with that for sure. Here we have this giant axe. Again, you can see it's a little pliable, but if I try to break or try to bend this too much, it would snap. So you got a nice sharp blade, which has some colored texture to it. So you can tell he's been sharpening it. You can obviously use the other side. It's got some gold mixed in with it. Then you have like this dark gray. As it kind of scrolls all the way down, you got some knobs right here. Obviously, he can use it to attack from this way. So as far as I can tell, he can hold it with two hands like so. He can use either side to attack, and again, I can't wait. Here we have his spear, and it's already bent, so maybe this is a javelin. All I can think of is Revenge of the Nerds. But one side here, get the arrow. It's not an arrow blade, but I cannot think of it what it's called. But again, looks nice. Obviously, this is where the handle is, and it almost looks like it's made out of maybe skulls here or something. I love that you can tell that this stuff is sculpted. It is crafted from their planet or from maybe people that they've killed or their prey that they've gone after. So, and then we have these two pieces. Now I do remember these very much so in Predator 2. He can obviously put his fingers in there, and he can use this as a weapon. Well, this is a weapon. All right. Again, just a little bit of detail. So much color, more than a little bit of detail, but just a few colors that really make this pop. And here he is, this one, which has clearly opened up. And he's ready to use it. Now, I'm not going to... I don't know what figures I can use from Joe. I can probably use this Once a Man Cobra Commander. He has an open hand. I can probably find a way to use a Cobra Commander with it. So, who knows what I'll do. We'll figure something out, right? We get the blast effect that goes on his shoulder cannon. So this is something I definitely needed because Boba Fett here has his own flamethrower effect. So I will be looking to having some fun with this. A little bit of paint. Now, I hate how everything is a translucent look, and then this kind of looks like a kind of just a flat blue. It doesn't look bad, but I feel like they could have made it more translucent so it looked like it was actually creating a blast. We got a few extra hands. So we got the holding hand, or thumb wrestling hand. And it looks like he's got some sort of knuckle dusters on him. You can see the, I'm not sure if they're tattoos or just the coloring spots of his skin with his glove. All right, nails are painted nicely. We got another one so he can hold it. And then we have the open hand, which I think can be used for a lot of different poses, a lot of different things. All right, now we're gonna look at the unmasked head, and man, this thing is ugly as shit. All right, so you have the. I never noticed how he kind of looks like one of the dinosaurs. Can't think of what they are. One of the four-legged ones. Not the Stegosaurus. I don't know. I forget. But anyway, you can tell this is obviously a hard bone, so it would be hard for him to get through. That mouth is painted really nice as it's open and kind of screaming at him. Eyes look good. The hair is very pliable, so I'm going to be able to move it. You'll be able to move it, and as long as there's not a lot of space, a lot of issues here to prevent it, you'll be able to move his head in pretty much any direction that you want. But his Mandalorian or I don't know what they're called. Something mandibles. I don't know. Someone will tell me. Someone that's a doctor. All right. So now let's look at this actual figure and see how well he is. And he is a big, big boy, which is awesome. As you can see, he's not even fitting in the picture. So let's raise this up just a little bit. While I am doing this, please take a second and hit that like button. It does definitely help the algorithm in these videos. All right, so here is our helmeted head. We're going to look at this, all the sculpting, the paint, and then we'll go over the articulation, because that is usually one of NECA's downfalls. So the helmet looks awesome. I love that everything isn't smooth on this. All right. This is something that deserves texture. Something like a car, like the metal on that should be nice and smooth. This is something you would think isn't smooth. All right, they've crafted it. It's been in battles. So you can see we're just a slight different color paint makes this whole thing pop, and even on the top. And then you have all his hair hanging out. And you do have the one copper looking braid right here. Let's see, there's one right there too. And he has it in here. So nice attention to detail. All right, while we're looking at the back here, he always seems to have some sort of armor that he's wearing. So he's got the shoulder piece here. He's got a gun right up here, or the blaster. What looks like an alien. It looks like a spine, so it's meant, I would assume, to curve with his back. There is your shoulder cannon. All right, and it does go. I think it's supposed to go back. At least goes back here. I think we can get it more. Again, I'm looking through the screen here. No, I think that's as far as it goes. So I'm just going to go back right here. So it does go out of his way so he can look side to side. Pull this thing up right there. But it does look nice, and you can kind of see where, if you're focusing, you got the laser right there, the pointer, and then there's your blast effect. Looking at his chest, he has this netting that's going to run over it. Now, the netting is not actual netting, but it is hard to tell that it's not, because the skin texture looks really good as painted underneath it, and then you just have this netting going down it. These shoulder pauldrons, all right, all wrapping right through. So much detail in these things. Again, this thing was $40 at Sergeant Red's, and a total steal for what you get. NECA, I mean, you do get a good product, a lot of detail for the most part, even for that high price. A lot of paint apps on this. And he has this little piece here. I'm assuming he can hold little trinkets. He has a fanny pack, is basically what he has. All right. We can clearly see that something's going to pop in right here. So this is your cover. All right. We can cover that up. Or we can pop it off and throw this right on like that. I think. Maybe. So it's supposed to stick up like that. So it's going to pop up. As you can see, this is some sort of, is it a cannon? Some sort of laser blaster? That's what I would assume it's supposed to be. All right, I'm a little confused on that. If you know, let me know. But again, here we go all the way down. Then he's got some sort of gauntlets, but he does walk around barefoot. And again, you can kind of see the color on his feet. So over on the side here, we can put, I believe, this weapon, or not. And what am I missing? It looks like that should fit in there. Maybe he's just supposed to be that he's already used it. I think you can kind of push that up there so it just kind of stays up there. So it doesn't look bad, but I'm not going to walk around outside with it like that. I have a feeling you're going to lose it. But it does look like it's supposed to fit in there, but that is way too big. I think you got to squeeze it in there. So, all right. So let's look at articulation on this figure. And how does his head look? He can look up, and he can look down, and side to side. We get a T-pose. These gauntlets here are, these pauldrons are more like rubber, so they can move out of the way. He does have the, the bicep cut, double pinned joints, and your wrists that are going to swivel back and forth. Oh, you know what? We didn't look at this side here. Here we have his claws. Do they extend at all? I do believe they go in a bit. They go out a bit. Not all that much, but enough that it can help to fight Wolverine. Look at the detail on that. Looks really nice. They're sharp, but not like super hard and rigid. You can see they're kind of pliable. All right, so he does have an he has a waist cut here, and then he also has the diaphragm cut, which really doesn't move all that much. Just gives him a little bit more. I think you're going to use more from the waist than anything. He can sit straight up. Pretty good at Jean-Claude Van Damme, which is good considering, ironically, the Predator was supposed to be played by Jean-Claude Van Damme. Double pinned knees. And again, as you can see, I'm not really having to use any heat or anything. All right. The thighs do turn back and forth on this ball joint right here. And then you have your ankle rockers. And that is how his foot's going to move. No boot cut, and that's perfectly fine if this is moving properly. So let's go ahead and see if we can stand him and get him to... Well, he's like already in a fighting position. Like he's already ready to fight, which I absolutely love here, right? So what we're going to do is let's pop off. These knuckle dusters here, they dig into your... Good Lord. That hand's going to be hard to get off. So we'll try this hand first. No issues really, other than some of the stuff is just, even though it's pliable enough, these little knuckles here, at least on this one here, they dig in. And here, trying to get it off, I keep poking myself here, and that's tight, so. Pops on pretty nice and easy. Got the blaster right there. Take this blast effect. You can see it's going to cover it. So pop this over right here. Maybe we won't. One thing about NECA is that they do have a lot of sharp points, and they do hurt at times. So, nice blast effect. You don't have to worry about using like a Valiver's blast effect or Marvel Legends or G.I. Joe Classified. They're going to use their own, and I'm perfectly okay with that because it's a whole different look. All right. We can pop this off. We can give him his big battle axe. So this will be fun for him to go up against Wolverine. I think Boba Fett has a little advantage where he can fly and he's got a laser, different things like that. So that is all good right there. Trying to think, trying to see, is this the hand? So I think we can just kind of that in like so. Look at that. Then if we get the hand out, this thing is, it hurts. I'm not gonna lie. Also, I'm reaching around my camera. So here we go. And of course, I knocked it out of his hand. Either way, you guys can kind of see how this thing sets up. But, all right. So there we go with pretty much all of that. I'm going to pop this little piece on. I have to play around with this one a little bit more. But you can see everything that he does have here. Oh, man. My hands are going to be beat up after this. But, man, they do pop on pretty nice and easily, so, as you can see. And if you're new to the channel and you're wondering why are you doing all this, I like to show people what you can do right away. A lot of reviewers, they do some awesome photography. They get a lot of amazing poses, but the question is, how long did it take? Is it something you're going to spend hours upon hours, or are you going to get it done pretty quickly? So there he is. These things are built off a 7-inch scale. So let's throw up a Wolverine now. If you don't know, Wolverine is supposed to be 5'4", my height. So this is an awesome battle. I have no problem with the Predator being that much bigger than Wolverine. This is why he's the runt. We get a Boba Fett here. Maybe not. Nice blast effect, but it just sags. So we'll turn it around. If you don't know, Star Wars figures, these Black Series are actually smaller than most other 6-inch figures. So I didn't pop his head off here. Comes off nice and easily. We'll throw on the unmasked head, which is very disgusting. And again, you can move his head around because his braids here, his dreads, or whatever you want to call it, don't need to be used. They don't come into being an issue. So here he is looking down at a Boba Fett. But if you want to get him maybe fighting someone a little bit more to his size, maybe someone that is more of a threat to him, Age of Apocalypse Colossus, one of the best Build-A-Figures I've ever seen, that I've ever messed around with. Look at this guy. He's huge. And he stands pretty much toe-to-toe with him. So, that's what I would assume Colossus is going to be. Let's grab a G.I. Joe. So we got Junkyard right here. Or Mutt, not Junkyard. And he's clearly going to be looking at him. And believe me, there will be some shots against G.I. Joe. But maybe he's gone into the future. Maybe this is a future one. And he comes up against our boy Cable. I'm just going to tell you, Cable would wipe the floor with a Predator. Just my personal opinion. So anyway, there they are. Or there this one is. I can't wait to see how it holds up. See if these pictures work. And if I'm going to pick up a few more. I don't need to have everything on the shelves like I've done in the past. I'm starting to get to the point where I want to buy stuff to just to do pictures with. Maybe swap stuff out. All right. Let's wrap this up. All right, so there you have it. That's my review of the Predator 2 figure by NECA. I've never had one. First impression, I'll tell you, I probably wouldn't mind having a couple more, considering they do have double joints. I think I'm going to be able to get some really good poses out of this figure. Way more than what you can get out of maybe some of the other NECA figures. Again, I mentioned the Evil Dead figures. They're not great. The sculpt is pretty good, and I'm excited to get a few more. But I think this guy, I mean, he's meant to be taken out and played with and gone against so many other properties that we've all waited for. So anyway, I'm excited to do some pictures, show you guys. Every now and then my iPhone helps me do a really good picture that photographers like. Makes me feel really good. So anyway, I'm going to get out of here. If you like this type of stuff, if you like what I give you, please take a second, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that bell notification so you're notified when I drop some sort of action figure, and maybe there'll be some more Predators in my future. Now I'm going to take off. Don't go anywhere. What I'm going to do is I'm going to drop another NECA video up here, probably something from the Gargoyles, and down here I'm going to drop the playlist into the NECA figures that I've done. Take care.